Prasad, thank you for joining us live. Now, this controversy since you last spoke has taken a new twist because we have just heard that the Sunni Waqf Board has dissociated itself from Mr. Kapil Sibal, and not just that, the Sunni Waqf Board has gone on to say, Mr. Ravi Shankar Prasad, that Kapil Sibal was using this Ayodhya dispute to politicize the entire matter. So in a way, the Congress party now has been left completely exposed. Yesterday, they did a press conference dissociating themselves from what Mr. Kapil Sibal said, saying he was working in his capacity as a lawyer. But now that the Sunni Waqf Board has accused Kapil Sibal of politicizing the matter, as the Union Law Minister, senior BJP leader and spokesperson, your first reactions, please, Mr. Prasad.
I would say one thing, Arnab, what Mr. Kapil Sibal says inside.
Now, what Mr. Kapil Sibal says inside the court is none of my concern. But Mr. Kapil Sibal has also been the Law Minister of India. He's a member of Parliament and a senior Congress leader.
That's right.
How can he say you defer it till 2019 July? This dispute is pending for the last 70 years.
Yes.
Dozens of Lok Sabha elections happened.
Yes.
Does Congress mean, or Kapil Sibal mean, that this dispute should never be settled?
That's right.
And Arnab, there is one larger issue which I would like to highlight on Republic TV more eloquently.
Yes.
Should, in future, a lawyer for the terrorist make a plea in the court, don't hear the case of terrorist, it may impact the supporters of terrorists outside, create a situation of tension. It is absolutely shocking.
But
that is important.
Mr. Kapil Sibal.
Therefore, in the light of what the Sunni Waqf Board, yes.
No, please continue. I'll come in after you finish.
Has said, or no, had said, just, yeah. Therefore, in the light of what Sunni Waqf Board has said, the Congress party must clearly clarify, does it want early hearing of the Ram Janmabhoomi case in the Supreme Court or not? That's the question I'm asking.
Both as a lawyer and as the law minister, it appears that an issue which is of great sensitivity in this country has been hijacked by a political party through subterfuge, Mr. Prasad. So it is a very, very serious matter that you enter the case pretending to be a lawyer of the Sunni Waqf Board, but you also bring in the issue of your own motivations as a Congress leader. Do you believe, Mr. Prasad, the issue of conflict of interest becomes very, very important in this case? Conflict of interest between Kapil Sibal, the lawyer, and conflict of interest between the lawyer and the politician.
Kapil Sibal as a lawyer can argue anything. But if Kapil Sibal brings its political judgment and opinion in a court proceeding,
exactly,
designed to dissuade the court from hearing the matter, that is very, very regrettable. Can you try to understand the point I'm trying to make? Because Arnab, again, being a very seasoned editor, you would know it. The rule of law in the country is that you argue your matter, the other side would argue his matter, with their documents and evidence, and the court will decide. Because tomorrow, the court can be conveyed, don't hear sensitive matter of triple talaq, don't hear sensitive matter about center-state relationship.
Absolutely.
Don't hear sensitive matter of terrorism.
Absolutely.
Don't hear sensitive matter. You can go ad nauseum. That is the. Therefore, again, I am repeating. Mr. Rahul Gandhi and Madam Sonia Gandhi, please explain. Your Shiv Bhakti is fine. That is your concern. I am asking questions about your Ram Bhakti also. Should the Ram Janmabhoomi case pending for the last 70 years be heard at the earliest in the Supreme Court or not? That's the question important.
Does it also become, therefore, Mr. Prasad, what is evident here is that it appears to be an attempt at perjury, where you're lying before the court that you're doing all these things on behalf of the Sunni Waqf Board, but your own clients are telling you extremely clearly that you do not have the mandate to ask for this whole 2019 issue. Does it therefore become, Mr. Prasad, a case of misrepresentation and perjury before the highest court in this country?
Or no, that is a matter to be considered by the court and the client. I will not be able to make that comment, except to reiterate once again that a person who is quote-unquote an eminent lawyer, has been a former Law Minister of India, is a sitting member of Parliament, is a Congress leader, has to maintain a considerable degree of circumspection as to what he says and what he argues before the apex court of India. That has worried me all the more, Arnab. I'm sorry to say that.
Absolutely.
I'm very proud of the judiciary of India.
Absolutely.
They have taken the toughest decision on a variety of issues without being influenced as to what happens outside.
Absolutely.
For the first time, the Supreme Court is being said, don't hear, outside problem may be created. Is it fair?
Absolutely.
We have so many laws. Now kindly see, this whole issue is very, and one thing more, Arnab, this issue is very relevant from 80s. You have covered it in many ways because of your long experience. So many Lok Sabha elections have happened. Parties have come to power, parties have gone out of power. Never this was done. Don't hear in the Allahabad High Court. Don't do this, don't do that. For the first time, a novel argument has been made.
Yes.
Had it been an ordinary lawyer, I would not have taken notice of it. But a person who is there, senior lawyer, former law minister, Congress leader, member of parliament.
Without a doubt.
Mr. Rahul Gandhi and Sonia Gandhi must explain. That is important.
Mr. Prasad, yesterday...
Thank you, Arnab.
One last question, Mr. Prasad. One last question, Mr. Prasad. You too have been associated with the Ayodhya case. Yes. But were you transparent in that manner at that time? Yesterday, some people said that Ravi Shankar Prasad had also, as a BJP leader, appeared for some of the petitioners in that particular case. Is it fair of the Congress party to draw that comparison? Question number one. Yesterday, question number two, Randeep Surjewala said that Sibal was working in his professional capacity, did not represent the Congress. But today, because of the Sunni Waqf Board exposing Sibal, saying that he wasn't following their brief, do you demand officially an explanation from Mr. Rahul Gandhi on this whole matter, which is becoming extremely controversial? Do you believe Rahul Gandhi should now come and clarify on this matter?
I think you have a very valid point. Rahul Gandhi must officially clarify the Congress position. Is the Congress party keen that this dispute be heard at the earliest in the Supreme Court or not? They need to explain that. That's very important. And today, I would also like to urge one more point, Arnab. I'll reply to your first query immediately. Today is 6th December. A former Prime Minister of Congress party has publicly said that we will rebuild the Babri Mosque. Today, Mr. Rahul Gandhi also needs to reply to that query. A lot of questions are being raised today. About yes, I was very proud of the lawyer of Hindus and the Ram Lalla in the Allahabad bench, Lucknow bench of Allahabad High Court.
Yes.
But there, Ravi Shankar Prasad was a lawyer.
Yeah.
But I never made any argument which has political overtones. I argued for 6 days.
Exactly.
I explained everything.
Exactly. But
evidence-wise.
Mr. Prasad, I now want to bring your attention one point on a very serious matter of national importance for your consideration, please. Mr. Prasad, if I can have your indulgence, if you can listen to me for a while. Kapil Sibal in the past has represented the Rohingyas.
Yes.
And he has also batted against triple talaq. And now we see him undertake a political agenda inside the court in the Ayodhya case. My question to you is, do you think Kapil Sibal has been propped up in the courts by the Congress party to counter you politically in cases ranging from Ayodhya to triple talaq to Rohingyas, Mr. Prasad? And should there be a clarification on all these cases?
Well, Congress party, maybe. I cannot straight away reply here. But this I would surely say that all these issues becomes the top professional commitment for Mr. Kapil Sibal. It is entirely for him to take a call. Something raises questions. I also can refuse briefs. I have been refusing briefs, which is politically very uncomfortable for me. I have been refusing briefs, uncomfortable briefs. But there is a matter for Congress to ultimately reply to. Maybe Congress party tries to give mixed signals. But Arnab, you may have heard a story that you can't sail on two boats together. Maybe Congress party is trying to sail on 4 or 5 boats together.
But Sibal is also Kanhaiya's lawyer. Sibal is also Kanhaiya's lawyer. Sibal is the triple talaq lawyer. Sibal is the Rohingyas lawyer. Sibal is the Ayodhya Sunni Waqf Board lawyer. Please, Mr. Prasad, can this be a coincidence? Or is Rahul Gandhi propping up Sibal from Kanhaiya to Rohingyas to triple talaq and now Ayodhya? Please.
Therefore, Mr. Rahul Gandhi explained what is the distinction. Is it fictional distinction between Kapil Sibal, the senior lawyer, and Kapil Sibal the Congress leader, this has to be clarified once for all.
Well, fantastic talking to you, Mr. Ravi Shankar Prasad. Fantastic talking to you, and I hope one day we get you on a debate with Mr. Sibal.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Law Minister Ravi Shankar Prasad there. Back to the studios.